Envision a land where its darker corners are often overshadowed by its brilliance. Sounds very intriguing, I may say. A place where gleaming dresses, radiant boulevards, and mesmerizing landmarks define the forefront of perceptions. But there's more to it. Beneath the surface, layers of intrigue await discovery. Bonjour, mademoiselle et monsieur. Tonight, let's delve into land steeped in romance, where vineyards stretch endlessly, and the aroma of freshly baked croissants waft through charming streets. A land synonymous with art, fashion, and the Eiffel Tower's sparkling kiss against the night sky. I want to take you on a journey, not to the Moulin Rouge, not to the Louvre, but to the darker corners of France. Forget Eiffel Tower, because tonight, we're peeling back the layers. We're venturing into the shadows, exploring the France 5 Untold truth. First, urban violence and terrorism. Yes, France, land of liberté, égalité, and dirty crime. I know it doesn't quite roll off the tongue like liberté, égalité, and fraternité. But the reality is, France, like any other nation, has its share of challenges. While tourists, at the Eiffel Tower, some neighborhoods in Paris, Marseille, and even Jhon grapple with harsh realities of street crime and violence. Robberies also become as common as cafe au lait, gang wars, and frequent fashions. And the feeling of vulnerability hang heavier than a Bastille Day hangover. But France's dark side isn't just confined to back alleys. From the Bactalan attacks to neat truck rampage, and the specter of terrorism has cast a long shadow over the nation. Let's dive into the second untold truth about France: gender and social inequality. It's time to rip off the rose-tinted glasses and acknowledge the shadow France has kept hidden for too long. Let's start with the elephant in the room: gender inequality. Sure, France gave us iconic female figures like Coco Chanel and Simone de Beauvoir, blazed trails in fashion and philosophy. But in 2024, the echo of gender pay gap still haunts boardrooms and factories alike. Women make up half of the population, yet their voices are often muted in the halls of power. Paris, city of lights, more like a city of lingering shadows. The bottom line is, the struggle of a truly just and equitable society continues in France, demanding ongoing reform and attention to deeply ingrained inequalities. But gender is just one piece of the puzzle. Venture beyond the city lights to the suburbs, the banlieue, you'll find a different story. Here, poverty, unemployment, and social exclusion paint a grim picture. Immigrants and marginalized communities struggle to be heard, their stories lost in the shuffle of the dominant narrative. It's like France built a beautiful mansion, but forgot to build sturdy foundations to everyone to live in. The third untold truth about France is the language labyrinth. Imagine yourself adrift in a sea of vowels, consonants, and grammatical wordloops. This, my friends, is the language labyrinth of France. A place where cobbled street twists not just your ankles, but your tongue. We arrive clutching phrase books like lifelines, armed with bonjour and merci beaucoup, only to meet the amused gaze of croissants, building bakers who ask, "Au besoin?" We freeze the textbook French, crumbling like stale. Fear comes in, whispering doubts. Was it foolish to even try? Will this labyrinth only echo with the mocking chorus of my butchered pronunciation? The urge to retreat, to hide behind the familiar, becomes a siren song. But navigating this labyrinth requires a map, a compass, and perhaps even a touch of Vincent. We must shed our fear of the unknown into the unknown, embrace the music of the language, and savor the delicious ambiguity of a well-placed subjunctive. Like any other language, the French language has its dead ends and hidden passages. Don't be discouraged by the misplaced accent of a forgotten gender. Embrace the stumbles, the laughter, the aha, ooh la la moments when a word finally clicks into place. The labyrinth with each stumble, with each moment of shared vulnerability, wields its magic. The fourth untold truth about France is environmental neglect. Let us turn our eyes to Mont Blanc, its majestic peak now marred by melting ice, a symbol of a changing climate. Witness the choking pollution that clouds the skies of Paris and the once vibrant coral reefs of the Mediterranean, now bleached and dying. Observe the once fertile fields now struggling under the weight of urban sprawl and chemical runoff. Listen for the songbirds of the forest, their melodies fading as their habitats dwindle. The world can no longer afford to ignore France's environmental plight. The health of its citizens, its food security, and its very identity are at stake. Floods ravage its coasts, droughts parch its lands, and the air itself carries the invisible menace of a warming planet. The world watches France stands at a crossroads. Will it continue down the path of neglect, or will it seize this moment to rewrite its narrative? Will it become a beacon of hope, demonstrating that environmental responsibility and economic prosperity can coexist? The fifth and the last untold truth that I'm going to tell you is the youth unrest and alienation. We are not talking about barrack-clad Bohemians sipping lattes at existential cafes. We are talking about Cindy, whose dreams of being a doctor are choked by systemic bias against her Algerian heritage. Or Candice, a brilliant coder stuck in dead-end retail job, her potential suffocated by unemployment figures as bleak as winter sky. These are the faces of a generation squeezed between a glorious past and uncertain future. They navigate a maze of societal expectation and economic realities, only to find themselves battling against dead ends. Dead end built with bricks of discrimination and limited opportunities. Their fists aren't just hitting pavement, they're pounding on the doors of opportunity, demanding to be heard, demanding of France where liberté, égalité, and fraternité isn't just a dusty motto, but a living, breathing reality. So, next time you picture France, don't just see the cathedrals and the cafes. Remember the echo of protest bouncing on concrete walls, the fire in the eyes of generation demanding their rightful place in the sun. To end this TED Talk, forget about sanitized narratives, the sugar-coated postcards. Gaze deeper into the wrinkles and scars etched on this ancient land, the France. This is France unfiltered, raw, and untamed. For in this unmasking lies the true beauty of France, a vibrant mosaic of challenges and triumphs, a nation forever grappling with its own darkness, forever reaching for the light. Remember, France is not just about barracks and baguettes. It's beyond the Eiffel Tower. It's about resilience, defiance, and the unyielding pursuit of a beauty even in the darkest corners. And that, my friends, are the 5 untold truths about France, and it is a story worth telling. Merci.